Hi guys, I'm Pete Harrison. I'm the mediator. Just so you know how this is going to work. First I should say I'm paid by a separate government office. I have no stake in this. I'm really just here to help you guys reach an agreement if possible, and to see what we can do in this hour or whatever we have. My plan was to first we can go around and introduce each other, and then I want to talk to each of the three main parties separately, just to get a feel for what you guys are interested in, and then we can come back as a group and try to work on an agreement. So, who's going next?
I'm D. Jones, chair of the Springfield Pride Office.
Okay.
I am R. Altman, lawyer representing teachers.
Cool.
I'm G. Childs, the Salvation Now attorney.
I'm D. Riley, the executive director for Salvation Now.
And I am C. Porter, the attorney for the city.
Great. You want it to be.
This is public property.
You said that somewhere where you'd see a large number of people, such as an entrance, might be okay. Might be.
Sure.
Potentially.
Sure.
And you guys say you don't want them inside. That still leaves areas outside the entrances, right? Potentially. If we could trust that they weren't going to bother people coming in.
Do you mean outside the actual space?
We could do outside the space, yes. Like,
I mean, can we do something maybe inside the actual space, but sort of on the edge around an entrance or something like that?
Yeah, I think
We don't have space inside.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, this is to some extent this is public property, right?
Just logically speak, or I mean, in terms of our concerns, that you being inside the premises could be disruptive.
Sure. I mean, again, it's public property, right? We have a constitutional right to have a voice heard.
I think that, like, while this is a Springfield Pride event, we have the opportunity to join forces here and create a really community-oriented by bringing our two groups together. It's
Okay.
very
Okay.
really good. I think that we could perhaps come to a solution where we're able to perhaps participate in a smaller portion of the organization area.
What if you're doing a booth for that?
That might be a good place to start. I don't really know what a booth means. I mean, again, we want to have we have a significant number of volunteers who want to come to this event, and I don't think a booth is really the level of space that we're going. We're willing to stay outside the boundaries drawn on this diagram as long as we're given space around entrance 1 and around entrance 2.
So entrance one.
We'll happily leave a path clear through our
Okay.
volunteers.
Entrance one is very problematic.
Why?
Both because it's very close to our main station. More importantly, it's close to the family's home.
Okay.
Although I would like to believe that we won't do anything out of the ordinary, since I can't fully trust them, I would feel much more comfortable.
How about staying near the north side of entrance 1?
I would much rather have you.
Anything else, but we need something.
Can I quickly just throw this out there? So what if we use the megaphone only at certain points in the event? What if we only use it periodically?
What if they say like, okay, now a message to our friends?
If there are breaks going on during the performance, would we perhaps?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That doesn't disrupt anything.
Yeah,
And they're right.
I mean, and presumably at that point, people will be going to these different booths to do things. This may not even be a congested area. Could we make that a
That's kind of nice.
That's
Right?
cute.
Okay. I think that would work. Is that okay for you guys?
I mean, that's okay in this area, but I don't think we need those restrictions on our other sort of areas.
Yeah, so this is just
It doesn't
north
disrupt-
of
Just for north of entrance 1.
Because last time we kind of just threw the police in there, they
Yeah.
didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So as long as I can tell them exactly what they're.
I mean, I think we should give the police a copy of this agreement and make sure they enforce both sides, right?
Yeah.
Like, they should make sure that both, you guys are like allowed to use your megaphones and not stop from your protests, and also that they don't come in the event and the megaphones don't have any performances. Those kind of things,
Well,
right?
I actually wanted to discuss something you brought up earlier. Could we get a booth too? We could have a limited number of volunteers at that booth, maybe like 5 or 10 in that range. And no, we wouldn't have to do that. That's sort of what we're doing. I mean, again, other than that, you completely exclude us from the boundaries of the event, which again is on public land.
Well, I think the goal of this negotiation is to foster a sense of community. It's out there, right?
Okay.
Isn't that true? And is having us sprinkle around the outside of the event
Again, I think this will give a good message that people with very differing values can be can coexist together inside. Again, 5 people is what I'm asking for. 5 people are not going to cause a disruption. They won't have megaphones. Just be at the booth peacefully, handing out the signs.
I don't know. I would like to have trust, building community and like an agreement that we can all agree on where everyone's happy.
I would too, but I'm so worried.
5 people, seriously, 5 people.
Yes, because your 5 people are very large.
What if
And I have.
No, no,
I guarantee the thing all the way in less than
What if-
150 pounds. It's
What if-
fine. We can do that.
Seriously though, would it help if you could meet the 5 people and make sure, like, talk to them
yeah,
beforehand?
maybe we could talk.
Make sure that they know what the plan is for the event. We could set up a meeting to make that happen.
Sure, let's do that.
It could be a precedent, like.
Okay. So
Protest.
you're okay adding a 5-person booth if you've talked to people beforehand and you
But
could
can
be
we
okay.
designate where they're gonna be?
Yeah, we should pick which booth too.
And I think we have a say on this.
Sure.
Because
I'll give you a booth, but we decide which
yeah.
one. It's
Well,
inside. Don't worry.
it's inside, it's inside.
It's inside.
Well, I mean,
So, in conclusion, Salvation Now will be able to protest just at the north part of entrance 1 and then everywhere at entrance 2. They are allowed to use megaphones everywhere at all times at entrance 2. However, they're only allowed to use them at entrance 1 when there is no presentations or activities on the main stage, and we'll have a policeman there letting the protesters know when they're allowed to use the megaphones. It was also agreed that Salvation Now will be granted a booth inside the festival, so Jones and the mediator will be interviewing 5 Salvation Now representatives to man the booth. And the booth that Jones chose was the corner one as shown on the map.